getting a new glimpse at how new CNN chief Chris Licht might approach coverage of Trump as he launches his third presidential campaign. Let's go ahead and put this up on the screen. From Mediaite, the headline here says Chris Licht lays out CNN's new approach to covering Trump and ensuring the network doesn't fall for his noise. This all comes from an internal town hall that he did. He was interviewed apparently by CNN host Alisyn Camerota, and she asked about how they were going to cover Trump this time coming up. And he's trying to make a distinction with how Zucker covered Trump, trying to make a critique that they, sort of went too far in and were just doing outrage porn all the time. He says directly, don't fall for the outrage porn. He wants the media strategy to distract. Trump's media strategy, he says, is to distract and create noise that's specifically designed to gin us up. He argued the network has to choose carefully what actually matters and focuses on what actually has impact. I thought this was interesting, his quote here, Saagar. He says, part of Trump's strategy is to make sure everything he does gets a lot of coverage. So when he slips in something that's really consequential, like a coup, it feels like noise, and I don't want us to succumb to that. Hours after this internal town hall occurred, Trump did actually launch for the presidency. CNN carried about 25 minutes of that. Then they had a panel discussion, very critical, including Mick Mulvaney and Alyssa Farah Griffin. And then Daniel Day came on and did his whole, fact check of the speech sort of thing, which, to me, that sounds a lot like the way that CNN has been covering Trump for a while now.
Look, we'll see. Again, we will see. I have no idea. It does seem that the tenor is somewhat different this time around, but that's more a function of novelty than it is of CNN's editorial choices. Will they be able to resist whenever the special counsel issues no, we all know the answer to that. So I also think that, well, look, Licht is in a tough spot, right? Today, the news actually came out that he's going to have to fire thousands of people in December over at CNN. So a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. It's just part of a large cost-cutting maneuver at their holding company of Discovery. So they have editorial cuts they need to make to preserve their profit of some $700 million or so this quarter. And will they really be able to care? Will they really be able to afford that luxury whenever they're leaving views on the table? Because it's not like they have built up credibility with anybody else. It's been too short, and that's not really how the stock market works. So I'm just very skeptical they're going to stick to this, in the long run. But look, I would hope it's true. I just don't think it is true.
Yeah, that's been my view from the beginning, is ultimately there's a reason that CNN covered Trump the way they covered Trump.
Right.
There was a business imperative to do that. You haven't changed the business model, so I am highly skeptical that you're going to really actually change the way you cover him. And, by the way, he's the former president of the United States. He's running for president again. Him being potentially indicted, what he says on the campaign trail, what he's running on this time. Those are really important, newsworthy events. So I've seen some people arguing that you should basically not cover these things at all.
Yeah,
there was a critique of CNN for covering Trump's speech, which I actually thought the critique was in the other direction of I don't know how you can avoid assessing that that is a newsworthy event, whether you like the man or not. Now, where they went, got very silly was, first of all, in the Russiagate coverage, they all got wildly out over their skis. As he puts it, outrage porn, I think, is true about every last utterance. Being unable to sort out what the administration was actually doing, the areas that were really consequential in terms of foreign affairs and our own domestic life. It's not so much the amount of time that they covered him was the problem. It was that the coverage wasn't accurate and oftentimes missed the real story of, what the problems were. So, for example, Russia's the perfect example. Not only do you have all the Russiagate nonsense, but then they also misportrayed what Trump's actual policy vis-a-vis Russia was.
Right.
So if you're watching CNN, you would think that he just was super easy on Russia, gave them whatever they wanted. And in terms of verbally how he would talk to and about Putin, it was this weird fawning kind of a thing. But the policy was actually very hawkish. So that's an example where it's not the amount of time you covered it that was the problem. It was that your coverage wasn't actually accurate. So I guess that's the question, is whether they'll do a better job of just actually being good at their jobs and telling the truth.
I just don't think. Look, it's baked in to their editorial model, to their staff. even to the the limited reductions that they have. They're still committed to the Don Lemon, Jim Acostas of the world. As long as they're on their air, you're gonna get what you get, and they only know one thing in a way to get ratings. So anyway, good luck. That's all I can say to them. Good luck.
Hey guys, ready or not, 2024 is fully upon us now, and Saagar and I have been brainstorming ways that we can really up our game for this critical election.
Yeah, we rely on our premium subs to expand our coverage, to add staff, to upgrade the studio. We just want to give you the best independent coverage of this election, which is possible. So if you can help us out, become a premium subscriber today, breakingpoints.com, or the link is down here in the description video. It really means the world to us, and if you like what we're all about, this is the best possible way to keep us 100% independent, working only for you.